So I want to ask Cliff, how is it that you encourage your clients to shift from a scarcity to an abundance mindset?
Well, I just first ask them, how are things going for you with a scarcity mindset? Do you like the results that you're getting in life? And the reason why I know what that answer will be is because I used to have a scarcity mindset. I grew up uh, with a very poor view of what is possible in this world. I used to have a hyper fixation on my problems. I used to have a habit of blame and criticism of all the things that are working against me. And as a result of that scarcity mindset and, everybody else is hoarding all the wealth or whatever, all of these things were not leading me to a life that I wanted to experience. I felt very much limited into what I could earn, what my potential, what is possible for me. However, um, it was through the book Think and Grow Rich that all of a sudden I was at least confronted, or I might even say affronted, in my belief system. And I was warned to stay away from self-help and personal development stuff because it leads down a slippery slope that will lead you astray from the straight and narrow of my fundamentalist Christian upbringing. And and I will tell you, I struggled with that for quite a few years. However, what I recognized is there were some people that pretty much shared my faith, at least the aspects of my faith that I found foundational, and yet their lives were completely radically different, and they seemed to be huge fans of, like, Think and Grow Rich and certain self-help gurus. I won't mention any specific names right here, right now, but what I will say is, like, I'm blown away that this Christian successful business owner who has achieved so much, that you actually read these books and you recommend that people read them, and that just gave me a freedom. It's like, listen, okay, if they can read it and turn out this way, as for from my perspective, if I could live a life where I'm achieving the way that they do, I'm giving and serving at the level they do, and with integrity and character and with the type of values that I have myself, well, it hasn't led them astray. Maybe astray from some non-fundamental beliefs that I have, but I'm willing to explore. And that's what happened. And I will tell you that it has radically uh, brought me to a process of deconstructing practically everything I picked up prior to 2020 and reconstructing my beliefs along the way. So from 2009 all the way up to 2020 was this slow journey of just slowly eroding away my scarcity mindset, my old belief patterns, and all of this other stuff. But then 2020, I don't know if you guys remember, there was something that happened that year that gave us a lot of time, a lot of free time at home to read, study, and think and grow. And boy, did I experience a radical shift and a radical transformation. And that was the first time in my life that I ever opened myself up to reading things from different faith perspectives, such as Eastern philosophy and Hinduism, Taoism, Buddhism, and uh, Sikhism, and actually meeting people online from all of these different faith traditions. And I'm like, wow, there's a whole different world here. And yeah, to say that I got deep into that is an understatement. And what I've witnessed through my life, I'm like, listen, my life is so vastly different today. I can't imagine anything that I would put my heart to that I desire that's not possible. I can't imagine any problem where I would not be able to face it and say, what does this make possible? I have found a place where, because of this new abundance mindset, this new anything is possible mindset, and I come from this both from the practical side, but I'm also way comfortable today in the woo woo. If you would have asked me, Andrew, if you would have asked me 3 years ago to be on this panel, I would have said no just out of principle because my beliefs and values at the time would not allow me to participate in such a discussion as this. But I'm as far as woo woo can get these days. And quite frankly, I don't try to lead or steer any of my clients towards the woo woo side, but I do help them understand the limits of the scarcity mindset. And if you and I don't think you have to give up your fundamental doctrinal beliefs for you to explore. Matter of fact, work with a lot of folks who are pastors and deeply devout Catholics and Protestant Christians, and I can show them the law of attraction right there in the Bible, a minimum of 25 verses. And so all I do is I go through and show, hey, you might have a problem with so and so because of some of their character traits that don't seem to resonate with you very well. But let me show you where the Apostle Paul, where John, where Jesus talks about this law of attraction and thinking positive and be joyful always. And again, I say rejoice. And whatever is noble and praiseworthy and good, think about these things. I could go on and on and on. And so that's what I do is I help them through that. And they are able to get out of that mindset of scarcity, that mindset of guilt, that mindset of shame and fear and anxiety and worry about how other people will perceive them. And as soon as they get outside of that lower level of consciousness, then an entire world of opportunity is just opened up to them.
Well, it speaks to the importance of keeping an open mind